SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
Buy or sell at Mid-Delta's end of the year auction, Friday, December 12th. Tractors, combines, and more with live online bidding at mdauction.com. Call 662-299-2414. Mid-Delta Auction, across from Cannon Motors.
This is Gerard Gibert, and thank you for listening to MidDays here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
MidDays with Gerard Gibert is on the air. MidDays with Gerard Gibert is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. Get ready to go beyond the headlines and join a meaningful conversation with people from around the state. You're listening to MidDays with Gerard Gibert here on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to MidDays, SuperTalk Mississippi. I'm your host, Gerard Gibert, and I'm on location today in Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. Rhino safe and sound back in the SuperTalk Mississippi headquarters, where we'll be guiding you through the middle of your day with facts, fodder, and fine music on this
Friday Eve.
Inching ever closer to Christmas there, Rhino. It was kind of fun coming up here today. Christmas-like weather, we might say. A little wet, a little damp. Driving through the fabulous Mississippi Delta. We're here in Cleveland, downtown Cleveland. Such a neat, cool place. It really is. We're at the Cotton House Hotel this year. The weather a little inclement. In the past we have been outside and kind of touch and go, but that's to be expected with the weather in Mississippi in December. But we're all strapped in, ready to go. Got a great guest lineup in store for you today. But first, we got a little politics, a little of what's going on across the country and in the state of Mississippi to talk about. And I'm going to begin this morning by discussing a social media post, a press release from the Mississippi Democratic Party. So they have published a post here I'm looking at on their Facebook site, Mississippi Democratic Party. Aren't they clever here, Rhino? They've got a photo, if you will, a graphic that has in the background, kind of washed over in red, you can clearly tell these are racks in a data center full of IT infrastructure equipment. And there is atop that background an insert. It's got a circle and a photo of Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves. And the text atop this graphic, if you will, says Tate Reeves and his followers are fast-tracking big data centers across the state. Mississippi families could pay the cost. Oh, my gosh. So what they say is that he is gambling with Mississippi's future. And voters in Virginia just showed us what happens when politicians ignore the people. So this is amazing. They say he's pushing through billions in data center deals. Oh, isn't that terrible? Billions of dollars being invested in the great state of Mississippi. Across Mississippi from Vicksburg to Meridian, Brandon to Madison County. These deals bring enormous power demands, massive water usage, and very few long-term jobs. In other states, residents ended up footing the bill when infrastructure costs and electricity rates soared. And they go on to discuss a recent election in the state of Virginia where a Democrat, John McAuliffe, won a state Senate seat, flipped the seat, 33 years old. McAuliffe, among 13 Democrats elected to the legislature in the elections in Virginia, the Commonwealth of Virginia, earlier this month, actually in November, a month ago. So that was considered a blowout victory for the Democrats. Here's the point. And they're saying it's because he focused on the negative impacts data centers are having on this district, which is completely untrue. What he focused on and what folks are looking for is codification of abortion as a right in the state of Virginia. That was a platform, a plank in his platform. He, of course, repudiated the term woke and decried the chaos, blah, blah, blah. So went door to door on an electric scooter. Said he was working to preserve their way of life. He said that people wanted to talk about the data centers. I don't doubt that. And he did put some effort of focusing on that in his campaign. He says that was a relevant issue. But here's the point. The Democrats now are anti-technology, I believe. I don't know how you could take any other conclusion from this. Anti-capital investment in the state of Mississippi. Anti-data centers. I don't get it. Well, I guess I do. They believe they're tapping into some sort of sentiment that I don't know necessarily agrees. I understand. People are worried. We've had this discussion on this program about the possibility of their electric rates increasing as a result of these major data center investments. And much of this, by the way, in other parts of the country, grossly overblown. You got to really look carefully and do some research on that to get to the truth, which is always the case when you're dealing with a rather controversial and complex issue. And I just got to make this point again, guys. I'm looking at the Mississippi Democratic Party Facebook site. You fools are enriching the very people you're mad about. You're proving the reason we need data centers. If you are serious about this, get off the internet, Democratic Party. Quit using it for political gain, because every keystroke you type is flowing through these data centers. Are you clueless in that respect?
They're clueless in all respects. They're the Democratic Party.
This is so frustrating.
They can't find their butt with both hands.
We're not against development. We believe in protecting working families first. No, you don't even believe in working families, let's be honest. So now, just so you guys will know, here are their three big pillars in Mississippi. Anti-data center, expanding Medicaid, anti-school choice. It's in this post. It's in this post. This is mind-boggling to me.
Tells you everything you need to know about how ignorant and worthless they are.
Man. So we're trying to bring new investment into the state, create jobs, and I can tell you the companies involved in the development and construction of these facilities, Mississippi companies, producing more revenue and profit than ever in their history. Generational changing profit for their companies and their staffs. Hiring people like crazy. And yeah, people say, well, it's temporary. Okay, so 5,000 people working 5 to 7 years? We sneeze at that? We shouldn't do it because of that? That's insane. This isn't ever going to end. This will end when we get off the internet. It's the same argument about the college football deal. Quit going to the games. Quit watching them on TV and the money will dry up. Same deal. You don't want data centers? Quit posting on the internet, Democratic Party. You're powering it. You're necessitating the investment. I don't think they get this. I really don't. I find it highly hypocritical. Put your money where your mouth is. Disconnect now. Stop using it. And by the way, all of those things you got in your house that are connected and you don't think you have any, you damn right you do. You got security systems. You got appliances, HVAC. Just as an example, you've got controls for your televisions, your AV systems, streaming services. Just go down the list. They're found commonly, even in households that don't have a lot of money. They have that stuff too. Plus, of course, they all got their mobile phones, all of which are connected to the internet, and all the data that they access and submit all flows through data centers. If you don't want data centers, quit using all these things. There is no alternative. And the deleterious effects, grossly overblown. And the other thing is, if you cared about schools the way you say you do, what about the Canton Public School District? A nearly 100% minority school district that's set to receive from Amazon enough money to build a new high school every year and have money left over. I thought you were about better schools there, Democratic Party. They have no idea. They're clueless. We're stepping aside for a break. We're again in Cleveland at 50 Nights of Lights. Suzette Matthews.
Welcome back to this segment of Middays with Gerard Gibert is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
Middays with Gerard.
Good for America. Good for fans of justice and truth. Good for us.
SuperTalk Mississippi.
This is what we stand for.
Boom, 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 boom.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Middays in Cleveland, Mississippi at the Cotton House for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. So we're pleased to welcome now Suzette Matthews, Vice President for University Advancement and Executive Director of Delta State University Alumni Foundation. That's awesome. Suzette, thanks for coming on. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is such an iconic hotel here in the part of the Delta. It's known far and wide, and it never disappoints when you come up here. And, of course, the downtown here, Cleveland, Mississippi. It's awesome. So
it's
quaint,
beautiful.
so charming, and all the decorations up. Of course, the big trees for 50 Nights of Light. Of course, you're affiliated with Delta State University nearby. So tell us exactly what your role entails.
So my role entails I run the Delta State University Foundation, which supports our students through scholarships, in all sorts of ways in giving funding to the university. And then I also run I'm over the alumni office and the communications and marketing for the university.
Gotcha. So we should also point out, folks, if you're tuning in to us on our live stream video, that Suzette is wearing a very festive headpiece as well, right?
I really needed to embrace the season.
I love it. And we were able to make the headset, the audio headset work.
It also lights up, but I don't know how to look on the screen.
That is awesome. Love it. And, of course, we are playing in a loop continuously in the background. Right?
A beautiful loop of our downtown lights. We would love for you to come out for our 50 Nights of Lights. It is the best light show that you will see in the state of Mississippi or the Southeast.
Yeah. And I'm at home because, you see, we're flanked by nutcrackers. My wife is a nutcracker collector. And I can't remember the figure, but I think I added them up yesterday and I wrote them down and did it in my head today. It's like 277 or something like that. So in my house.
Well, she knows what she likes.
So we got nutcrackers. So give us an update. How's the university doing?
We are having a great semester. I don't know if you saw our enrollment increase, that we have a 38% first-time freshman increase.
Awesome.
So we are so excited. We have a 5.2% overall enrollment increase, which tied the university up north for the increase in percentage. And we have a first-time graduate student increase of 33%. So we are feeling very positive and very excited about the future at Delta State.
To what do you attribute the increase in enrollment? I mean, that's monumental.
It is monumental. I think that we really hit the road and started recruiting students aggressively. We have a great product to offer. We're a great value. We have some very, signature standout programs, nursing, aviation. We're, of course, a teacher's college, a great business school. And I think we've just started to tell our story really loud, and it's attracted kids.
Well, I got a bit of a connection I always got to point out, which is I'm an instrument-rated private pilot, and I took lessons, private pilot lessons, back in the late 90s, and my instructor, a graduate of the aviation program, and after serving as an aviation general aviation instructor, she went on and joined one of the major commercial airlines and is a jet pilot.
And you were in great hands.
Oh, no doubt about it. And I can tell you, when I went to do my check ride, my final deal down in Panama City for my instrument rating, I was doing some things, and the examiner said, "Where'd you learn that from?" I said, "My instructor." And he said, "I've never seen anybody else do that. You had one of the best." I said, so I just want to give you a shout out on that.
You.
And I'm forever grateful to her
you.
For her just being a fantastic instructor. And, of course, first and foremost, you got to be safe. And she taught that.
Yep.
Yeah, so.
We have pilots in every major carrier in the United States, and including FedEx and UPS.
It's a unique, great program, isn't it?
It is. It's amazing.
It's fantastic.
We get kids from all over the country for our aviation program.
It's unbelievable. What was the impetus for that? Whose idea was that?
I wish I could tell you, but I don't.
It's unique.
Right, it is. Extremely unique. And now we also have an aerial ag applicators program, so crop dusting.
Right, which, of course, we need around Mississippi, and we're in the heart of where we need that, as a matter of fact. So the nursing program's a big one as well, right?
Yes, we have a 100% passage rate on the NCLEX exam, which is the exam you take after you graduate to become a licensed nurse. So we have the highest passage rate in the state of Mississippi, and we are attracting a ton of students because of that right there. And most of our nurses stay in Mississippi.
Which
and serve the people here.
Critical, and my guess is none of them have problems landing work.
Oh, no.
Once they graduate.
You get a job before you graduate, and you're making a lot of money.
Yeah, because we just don't have enough.
Yes,
so.
And we're also starting a LPN, so you can go and get your LPN degree, your licensed practical nursing degree, and come to Delta State for your bachelor's degree.
Okay, so fantastic. Tell us about some of the other programs that are enjoying good success right now.
Yes, our business school is really killing it right now as well. They have some outstanding programs. We have new programs that we've added to make sure that we are meeting students where the job market is. Everybody needs to leave college and have a job and be a productive citizen. So we've changed some of our programs to make sure we're doing that, and we've also really doubled down on some extracurricular programs to make sure that students are getting, what they want when they come to college. They want to come. Last night we had an ice rink with bumper cars right behind the president's house, and we streamed a movie. It was supposed to be outside, but it's too cold, so everybody piled in his house and watched a holiday movie.
So, Suzette, are you seeing a lot of maybe returning interest from the alumni that perhaps that are kind of getting re-engaged?
Yes.
Is that going on?
Yes, it's going on. I think everyone is so excited that we have great news. I think for a while everybody got just heard the bad news, the negative.
Yeah.
And we have such great news. And we've always known that we offer a great education and that our students do well and that when they graduate they get jobs. But now I think with our enrollment increase and us adding new relevant programs, everyone is very energized right now.
That's good. That's good to hear. So can you give us, share with us any report on the economic and the financial status of the university at this point?
Yes, I would love to.
Yeah.
So when our new president, Dr. Ennis, took his role, we were very dire in days of cash on hand.
Yeah.
This year we were able to report that we doubled our days of cash on hand in the last fiscal year. So we're now at about 59 days of cash on hand. So that's great news. IHL wants us to have 90 days of cash on hand. So we are well on our way.
Yeah.
We have made cuts. We have been practical and very economical.
And I believe when I interviewed him 2 years ago, maybe, when I was here and he had just been hired, he stated that was his goal.
Yes.
I mean, he was hyper-focused on that, getting those reserves in the bank and having several months of cash on hand for operational purposes, which is just good, sound business practice regardless, right?
It is.
But he focused on that, and it sounds like he achieved that. And of course, IHL wants him to beef that up a bit. But that well on our way. Sounds like it.
We're well on our way. We are doing a great job. Everyone on campus has come together, to make these cuts and to make sure that we are using our money well.
So do you believe in recruiting prospective students, Suzette, that when you're able to share all this news about financial stability, et cetera, that can be a factor?
I don't think the students think about it, but their parents definitely think about it.
They
right,
do, sure.
Right. So I think that their parents are, thrilled that we offer, a small, safe campus, that we are stable. We're very financially stable now, and we have great programs that are very affordable and economical for our students.
And a great town here in Cleveland.
The best town, and we have the best leadership in Cleveland, our board of aldermen, our mayor. Everyone is fully on board with Delta State. We have the best town and gown relationship. We could not do it without the city of Cleveland. They support everything we do.
So the news of the demise of the Mississippi Delta is greatly over-exaggerated, right?
Oh, there's no demise. Come to Cleveland.
I hear you. I agree.
Come to Cleveland.
You can tell just when you enter the town. You can just tell it's thriving.
I moved here 17 years ago, and there were open storefronts. And today, I counted, there's one open storefront, and it's a tiny storefront.
That's awesome. That is so great. So, and the people, the stores, the residents of the area, they fully support the university as well.
Yes. Yes.
That's critical.
We have a great relationship. They come out to our sporting events. They come out and support our students. They show up for us.
What's on the horizon that you can share with us?
Okay, well, we have some really exciting things. If you stay in town tonight, we have 2 basketball games. Women are at 5:30, men at 7:30. We play Union University. But what's really exciting is our choir has done an amazing job this year, and they have been invited to perform at the Lincoln Center in New York City.
Okay.
And so they have, we're fundraising a ton, of course, for it, to take 31 total students to New York City to perform. And this weekend they have a concert. It's at Job Hall at 2 o'clock. If y'all are in the Delta nearby, we would love to have you. It is a holiday concert, and the choir is phenomenal.
That's awesome. Sounds like a lot of great events, a lot of interesting things to do, and the university's just doing well. That's all good news.
It's all great news.
Suzette Matthews, Vice President for University Advancement and Executive Director of Delta State University Alumni Foundation, has been our guest. Appreciate it, Suzette.
Thank you so much.
When we return here from Cleveland for 50 Nights of Lights, it's Emily Havens, Executive Director of Grammy Museum, Mississippi.
From theseabrook.com. Gerard Gibert. He keeps his classified documents right where they belong. Inside a Journey record jacket from the 1980s. Gerard Gibert. SuperTalk, Mississippi. Yes, one of my favorite tunes and bands. That's the lads from Wales, Badfinger, from the album Straight Up. I think it was 1971, if I'm not mistaken. Great tune. Love it. Appreciate that, Rhino. We're back with you in Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. We're pleased to welcome now Emily Havens, Executive Director of Grammy Museum, Mississippi. Emily, good to see you in person. We talk all the time remotely. Good to be here in Cleveland and have you on the set.
Welcome to Cleveland. We're glad to be here, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Appreciate you guys having us. A typical sort of December pre-Christmas weather day, but the downtown Cleveland, always a treat. It's awesome.
It's still beautiful. The lights really make it. The downtown, the weather is not so lovely, but it's going to get so much better.
Yeah, and of course the median in Cleveland, it's kind of wide, and once a railroad went through it.
Yeah,
as I understand.
It did, for sure.
So that's cool. So, all right.
Give us an update. What's happening at the Grammy Museum, Mississippi?
Well, we have been extremely busy with a lot of school groups and a lot of tours and a lot of visitors. We've even already had some great holiday traffic on the weekend, people shopping in downtown Cleveland and enjoying programs. This weekend is really our last weekend with the Taylor Swift Through the Eras exhibit. It is closing this weekend. And, well, I guess it's actually the 14th, next weekend. So we have just a little bit longer with that exhibit. It's been incredible. Her birthday is December 13th. And so we'll close the day after her birthday. And we've welcomed so many Taylor Swift fans. Incredible new exhibit, 80s rock, the wildest decade of
my favorite
of music. For sure. Mine, too. It is.
I think we've talked about
we
that.
have. It is my favorite genre for sure. And we have got all the great bands in that exhibit. And, it, wonderful interviews and great videos and great artifacts, and it's just a must-see for all rock, 80s rock, all rock fans. And it's funny. I have children, and my children who were not even close to being born in that century, they know all the music, and so I think people like parents like us and just passing it down.
Do mine. And they're a little older, but they were born after the 80s.
Yeah, and so it's been wonderful to also see kids of that age and teenagers and college kids really respond to the exhibit in a way,
cool.
Learn some things. So it's great.
Well, tell us about some of those. Who are the artists featured?
Well, of course, Poison.
Yeah. You told me that. Your favorite, the big hair bands.
That's right. Poison, really, really great artifacts from that band. Motley Crue. The exhibit really starts a little bit before the 80s with the bands that influenced the 80s. So it starts with Van Halen and Cinderella and also Kiss, beautiful Kiss guitars from Gene Simmons and Paul Stanley.
Yep.
And then it really goes into the 80s, and there's a piece about MTV. All the bands of the 80s, Twisted Sister, of course, they were here to help us open it, and Motley Crue and Rat and Heart, a little bit of the 70s, but also a lot of women in the 80s that shred too. Joan Jett, of course, Lita Ford. It's a great exhibit. And then as you kind of go through the exhibit a little bit after, it kind of goes a little bit post, because really grunge music kind of killed that genre, and so there's a little nod to that as well. But it's a really comprehensive exhibit with great photographs and great artifacts and videos and all the things.
Yeah. So you have people that come from not only all over the country, but other parts of the world that come visit the museum.
Yeah,
right?
we have had people from about 50 different countries. In fact, just today, we have an American cruise line tour going on right now with people from all over the country and the world visiting Cleveland, visiting the museum, and experiencing the music and learning about the Grammy Awards and all their favorite artists. It's really wonderful to be able to have such a museum that celebrates so many different genres that's interesting to anybody really that loves music. There's something for everyone in that museum, and so we're really thankful to be able to share that, to share stories, experiences, and hopefully we have people that maybe become more interested in a new artist or a new genre just because coming to the museum, there's so many things to celebrate and to learn about.
Yeah. Well, the fact that it is located here in Cleveland, talk about why that's significant.
So, Mississippi is known as the birthplace of American music, and we're just so fortunate to have so many great musicians and artists that come from this state, and so many genres were born here, and of course the father of country music, and Elvis, and B.B. King, and the blues, born right down the road from us, and so to be able to share that story of Mississippi. We've got an incredible Mississippi Gallery, really a fairly new case in the Mississippi Gallery, where now we are able to display large artifacts. We've got some great ones from Leontine Price and Bobby Rush and Charlie Pride and Steve Azar and just a lot more Mississippians that we can celebrate and feature in that exhibit. So really, that gallery tells a story about Mississippi and all the music and musicians that come from here. And so, that's always one of the things I love being in that gallery. gallery, you'll hear a visitor say, I didn't know so-and-so was from Mississippi, or so-and-so wrote that song, and showing them how it ties back to Mississippi and why Mississippi is so important in the American music story. And right now we're getting ready to celebrate America's 250, and we celebrate that in music every day with music from many different artists from many different years, and it's just a great way to celebrate.
Yeah, that's awesome. And you mentioned a minute ago MTV.
Yeah.
And, of course, it has Mississippi connections as well.
Yeah, absolutely. 1981, we have a small part of the exhibit that's dedicated to MTV and Bob Pittman, Alan Hunter, an interview. And, of course, Alan Hunter went to school in Mississippi, went to Millsaps. And so he was able to be here for the opening of the rock exhibit.
That's
and
cool.
It was really cool to have him here.
I still tune in to his show on Sirius on 80s.
Same.
He does, he and Nina Blackwood, I think.
Mark Goodman.
Right. Original BJs.
Yeah, yeah.
And the shows are great, and because they add their inside information, about the groups and the songs when they introduce them, which is really cool. A lot of history there.
Absolutely. It was so fun while he was here, and he was already talking about the new exhibit on Sirius Radio on his show. So that's fun. They're so knowledgeable, and they were there, they lived it, they breathed it, they know everything about it. And so he was a lot of help with the exhibit.
And he's mentioned before, his Millsaps. Student experience. He's talked about that.
Yeah, he has. He's still very passionate about the state of Mississippi. In Alabama, he does a film festival there, and he's moved from the West Coast a little bit closer this way now, and so he's just really interested and really cares about the area.
What's on the horizon? Any exhibits currently being designed and curated that you can tell us about?
Well, I can tell you that one is being designed and curated. We'll actually announce it next week. It's going to replace, and I can give you the opening date, but it's going to replace a Taylor Swift exhibit. And we'll open it to the public on January 22nd, so really soon. So next week we will announce it. It's pending approval from the artist teams right now, and so it's going to be wonderful, celebrating great artists, and we'll be able to hope to bring in a whole different group of fans to the museum.
Awesome.
Of course, the rock exhibit will still be here for quite some time, but we have a lot going on. We've kind of wrapped up our programming, except for our ballroom dancing programs that are completely free. Our senior chair yoga we do now completely free, and that program is really big. Fitbeat, our free exercise programs. So we have a few more things left in December, but mainly we're just kind of wrapping up the program. We'll announce a lot of programs for 2026 coming up. Great gift shop for all the music lovers, Christmas gifts, holiday gifts. Come visit the museum. There's always memberships. That's a gift that keeps on giving, at least for a year. So there's just a lot of ways to support the museum, and also to make sure that your family and friends have the gift they love, especially if they love music.
And Emily, is there a connection to the university as well?
Well, we have they're the best neighbors we could have. Suzette is our immediate neighbor. But we work with the Delta Music Institute so much, and producing programs. We work with we have internships. We work with the marketing department, the business department, in the business school on campus. So there's any way we can partner with them on studies, on research, on actually doing programs. We definitely do that. We share equipment and backline and things like that. So we could not ask for any better neighbors, that's for sure.
Okay. Well, that's pretty cool that you got that sort of relationship, and you've got that asset, that resource that's nearby.
It's incredible. And a lot of, even when they had fashion merchandise, and that class came over and did a study on our gift shop. So if we can always kind of dream of different ways that maybe you wouldn't think about that we can partner, we do that. And so we love to be able to think of different ways to engage students, to give them opportunity. Being at Delta State as a student, there's only 2 cities in America in the world that have this opportunity to have a Grammy Museum right there.
Pretty cool.
So any resource we can be, we're there.
Yeah, got it. Emily Havens, Executive Director, Grammy Museum, Mississippi, right here in Cleveland, Mississippi. That's where we are for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. Thanks for coming on, Emily.
Thank you so much for having me. Have a great holiday season.
You too. We're coming right back with Hannah Aguzzi, Executive Director, Cleveland Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. Stay with us.
Hey, this is Bob, and if you're like...
Interrupt this program.
Gerard Gibert.
Here we go.
This is huge. Huge news. Huge news. Huge. You need to listen to this.
Middays with Gerard. SuperTalk, Mississippi.
We're back with you. The Element Well studio has been relocated to beautiful Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. That's where we are. We're pleased to welcome now Hannah Guzzi, Executive Director, Cleveland Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. Hannah, good to see you. Thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me today.
You guys got it going on? Absolutely. So notice that the cars are all over the place here in downtown Cleveland. They are in the shops and the restaurants and, of course, here at the iconic Cotton House Hotel, which is incredible, isn't it?
We're really incredible considering this weather we're having today.
I agree. But it's this is kind of Christmassy, sort of December cold, damp weather. No big deal.
That's right.
But still, though, pretty cool. And, of course, you got the big 50 Nights of Lights. Tell us about that.
Well, we're really excited every year to host 50 Nights of Lights here in Cleveland. It's really a great event. We pull in people from all over the state and really the Southeast. Come and see all the millions of lights that we have in our beautiful downtown. It really looks like a Hallmark movie down here most of the time.
Yeah, it really is incredible. So the big tree, of course, in the median right here that separates the two sides of the street in downtown Cleveland is unique.
It is.
With all the decorations, they're beautiful.
That really kind of started the whole thing. I think here shortly you're going to hear from our mayor, Paul Janis, and his family kind of started that. Some years ago, they decided that they'd like to put a big tree downtown and a few light displays. And
it's grown from there, hasn't it?
It really has.
All right, so what's the significance of the 50 Nights of Lights? Is there like a sequence of lighting up the various trees and displays?
Always the second Saturday in December. In November.
Okay.
We do a ceremonial tree lighting, and we have a giant light switch. And thanks to the help of our friends at the city, when we flip that switch, all the lights downtown come on.
I got you. Well, that's pretty cool. So, and is this something that people attend to see the lighting and so forth?
Thousands of people.
That's unbelievable.
It really is.
Really cool.
It really is.
And how long have we been doing this? 20-something years?
Oh, gosh.
I don't know. It seemed like last year somebody told me the number, and I want to say it was like high 20s. But I could be wrong.
I don't think it's quite 20, but I think we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting there.
All right. And I can only assume that the local merchants, the stores, the restaurants, the hotels and so forth, they fully embrace this, huh?
Absolutely. As a matter of fact, they are huge partners to us. All downtown, in preparation for that second Saturday in November, they work so hard to decorate their windows. If you haven't had a chance to not only look at the lights, but turn your head the other way and look at the incredible window displays that they come up with every year. We actually do a window decorating contest and a big reveal, and they really get into the spirit. It's really gorgeous, and we're really fortunate to have such wonderful partners in our downtown merchants.
Tell us about the economy in the area. You're being heavily involved in that, of course.
Well, we're real excited. It's really actually thriving here. Especially with the addition of the Cotton House Hotel and the Lyric properties, and we're recruiting more and more conferences here. Once people arrive and kind of get to see what we have going on, they get really excited about it, and oftentimes those conference folks like to come back and do a girlfriend's getaway or weekend or something like that. So if you haven't done that, definitely come on down and get you a room here at the Cotton House and check out the 50 Nights of Lights.
And we spoke earlier to Suzette with the university in charge of the foundation and advancement, and it seems like the university has really turned it around and doing fantastic. Hannah, do you see that as having a positive impact on the economy here?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely. An increase in enrollment, an increase in traffic, those not only the students that are there at the university, but also their parents who are coming to town, and all the events that happen thanks to Delta State University. It really does contribute to the economy here.
Really good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, got to be pleased with that. So, like I said earlier, the rumors of the demise of the Delta are grossly exaggerated there, huh?
You know, we think so, certainly, especially here in Cleveland, Bolivar County. We've been working really hard to get our infrastructure in place to do more industry recruitment. We've had a focus on workforce development, and we're working with our school partners, our education partners here. And so we really feel real good about the direction we're going with infrastructure in the industrial parks and the workforce development initiatives that we're working on.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate you coming on.
Absolutely.
Hannah Aguzzi, Executive Director, Cleveland Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce and Economic Development. We're stepping aside for a break. We've got Fox News, SuperTalk News coming your way. That's because it's top of the hour. Once again, we're in Cleveland for 50 Nights of Light. The mayor of Cleveland joins us next, Paul Janish. Thanks for coming on, Hannah.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yep. Step aside, folks. We're coming right back.
Hour of Middays with Gerard Gibert is brought to you by the Mississippi Business Journal. Visit msbusinessjournal.com. Scott Coopwood, publisher and president.
Get ready to go beyond the headlines and join a meaningful conversation with people from around the state. You're listening to Middays with Gerard Gibert here on SuperTalk, Mississippi.
Cleveland, Mississippi today. We have relocated the Element Wealth Studio to Cleveland at the Cotton House Hotel for Cleveland's annual 50 Nights of Lights on this
Friday Eve.
Right on cue, Rhino. Appreciate it. We are pleased to welcome now Paul Janish. He is the mayor of the city of Cleveland. Mr. Mayor, good to see you, sir. Thanks for coming on.
Good to see you. Glad to have y'all here.
Man, you got to be pleased with the way the town really gets behind the 50 Nights of Lights, and it's just so well decorated, so neat. Just a shining star right here in the heart of the Delta.
It is really unbelievable the way it all came together, and the citizens came behind it and started just buying the different, whatever you want, light displays,
yeah.
And when somebody did it and the other says, well, I want to do one too, and I want to do one, we almost got to the point we had to say, okay, we're about to run out of room for displays, but we're not. We'll go somewhere else with them if we can't get them all downtown.
Well, it's awesome, and I'm told that by talking to some other folks here, such as Hannah in the last segment, that thousands of people that come to Cleveland from the area and even from outside the area to participate and just spectate.
Yeah, it's amazing to come down here at night on a cold night and just ride through and just watch the hundreds of people wandering up and down the sidewalks looking at the lights. And, it's been a great thing for Cleveland. It's been a great thing for the merchants. It's probably there's nothing else like it in the state. If you want to see lights, we got them.
Yeah, it's awesome. Totally is awesome. All right, give us an update. How's the city doing?
City is doing great. City's doing great. I hadn't been in office since July 1. Billy Nowell, past mayor, left us in great shape. I have a great crew, city, staff, department heads, and the Public Works Department who puts all of those lights up. Need to give them a shout out because they work real hard to get all those lights and make sure everything comes on at the same time when it gets ready to turn them on, and they do, and it works. It's a lot of work.
Lot of work. You know it is. But the city, of course, the merchants, the shops, the restaurants, the hotels, they fully embrace this.
Oh, very much, very much. It's unbelievable the people that you see from not just the area, but from outside the state that are could come in and shop and stay at the hotel and wander and look at night. And it's just unbelievable the number of people at night, and it's the number of citizens that are out there tonight, even though they've all seen it several times, they still come and look at it. And many I hear, oh yeah, we've been walked it 3 times last week.
That's awesome. That's awesome. How's the city doing? How's your revenue looking? Your
revenue,
financial condition?
We're in very good shape. Need to say our tourism revenues are way up. This being one of the reasons it helps it. Then we have the boats coming in. We have 87 landings, I think, this year from the boats over at Terrarine, bringing people all through. I think 26,000 last year came through.
Wow.
Off the boats looking at.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's unbelievable. The city's doing well. It's doing well. We always need some more money, but but we're self-sufficient and we're doing okay.
We're talking to Cleveland Mayor Paul Janish. So, Mr. Mayor, anything on your radar for the upcoming legislative session? We're inside a month now when they'll be back under the dome at the Capitol.
Yes, we have some things that we want for the city, some paving projects and widening projects that for some streets that we need that help from the legislature with, because when you start into those kinds of millions of dollars, the city does not have that kind of excess money to do, and we have to stage it and do it over periods of time, which really makes everything a mess when you got to do part of it, and then maybe next year do another part, and then another part. Especially it's an inconvenience on the citizens too, because it just takes so long to get done, and it feels like it's been under construction for 5 years, and sometimes it is.
Sure. Any concerns about something that they're going to be taking up, the public employees retirement system? You guys talked about that in your city council meetings?
We have not discussed the PERS legislation and stuff yet. It's gotten a little high, in my opinion. We're at 17.2%, I think, of every dollar we pay. We
headed to 19.5.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a lot of money for a small town like us. To keep matching. It's tough.
There have been some pushback from first responders on this new Tier 5 that was created in the last legislative session. You heard anything from your law enforcement?
I have not. I have not heard anything from the law enforcement about it.
And that's something the legislature is apparently going to consider, maybe some adjustments there that they feel like are getting a lot of pushback from the first responder community in particular.
And while we're on it, I think, we have one of the finest police forces in the Delta. It's no doubt. When you hear of all the bad things, shootings that have happened over the last few months and everything, we hadn't had it. So I got to give a big applause to my police department. They stay on top of everything. It's really good.
Well, and I think that in some parts of the country, some cities, I don't think they get the memo, but you can't have a thriving economy, local economy. You can't have a quality of life unless you have safe streets.
Exactly, and that's it. And I think that's part of what why we have what we have in the tourism and everything else. People don't mind coming and walking the 50 nights of lights and wandering the town.
If they feel safe.
Restaurants, hotels, all in between, and walk because they're safe.
Yeah.
They feel safe.
Anything, Mr. Mayor, that's happening at the federal level from a policy perspective that you guys are paying attention to might be affecting you?
Not on the top of my head, anything that I know. There's still a talk. We still want the I-69 to continue, which got kind of sidetracked many years ago, which would come through, pass right by Cleveland, and the additional Mississippi River Bridge. I don't know if we're going to ever get those funds at this day and time. But I don't know. Maybe we can get some tariff money. Who knows?
Well, certainly the president's talking about that as a possibility. But you're right. Who knows at this point? Are you having conversations? I know you guys are, of course, part of the Mississippi Municipal League, and I suspect you frequently have conversations with other municipal leaders. Anything you're hearing from them across the state that you guys kind of have joint shared concerns about?
No, yeah, we talk. They had one midwinter meeting that I was out of town and couldn't be there, but we do mostly through emails. Mostly it's with planning commissions and getting everybody on the same page as who has a planning commission, who doesn't, do you have a director of planning, and which way is the best way for everybody to go, so everybody's on the same page, basically.
I got you.
How we're going for expansion and so forth for the city. And we have a good planning commission, and they look after us real well, and it makes it a whole lot easier on the board, because they can have all this already worked out before they come to us at the board with the recommendation as to whether there should be a development or not.
You were talking earlier about maybe seeking some funding from the legislature for some major infrastructure products and projects. All the municipal leaders I talked to, in particular the mayors, this is like a number one issue to them. Of course, that's a big responsibility. A main task for city government is that infrastructure.
It is, and we're constantly just trying sewer, water, flood control, and whenever you start working on one, you find a whole lot more. That's the problem, and it's gotten so expensive to do major flood control work. We just finished, I think $3 million here on the west side of Cleveland that will be great, and we got 2 more going on the north end of town. We're right in the middle of the Mississippi Delta. We're flat.
Yeah,
we got to move water.
You got to move water.
We got to move water.
And you've had situations, have you not, in recent history where that was a problem?
We have some areas of town that flood bad. And, of course, we got the bow running right through the middle of town. And if it gets backed up, and cleaning ditches and bows is another big thing that needs to be done. And you have the drainage commission, but there's not that much money. They can spend what they got for the year, but we just got a lot of bows that need to be cleaned all the way out, and we can't go outside the city limits and clean. So we can clean through here, and then all of a sudden it hits a log jam down right outside the city limits.
Gotcha.
Doesn't help.
Paul Janish, the mayor of the city of Cleveland, has been our guest. Thanks for coming on, Mr. Mayor.
I appreciate you. Appreciate y'all being here.
You bet.
We're glad to have y'all here.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Welcome you back. Thank you very much.
We're taking a break right now, the Element Wealth Studio in Cleveland, Mississippi, for the 50 Nights of Lights. When we come back, it's Anna Sledge, director of Martin and Sue King Railroad Museum.
Everybody ready?
I'm ready. Ready here.
Middays with Gerard Gibert on SuperTalk, Mississippi.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Middays. The Element Wealth Studio has been relocated to the heart of the Mississippi Delta in Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. We're pleased to welcome now Dr. Murtis Tabb, retired administrator with Delta State University and chair of the Cleveland Tourism Committee. Dr. Tabb, thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you. I'm delighted to be part of the team to welcome you to Cleveland. And, we think of Cleveland as a place you need to be, so we're glad you're here.
Well, we're glad to be here. It's always fun coming up here. Cleveland's such an interesting, quaint and charming town, especially the downtown where we're located here. It's unique with the big median that separates the street into 2 halves there, and all the shops look like they're thriving here at the Cotton House Hotel, a fantastic facility, and not far from Delta State University where you were employed.
Well, and you just said it all. So that's a good thing to say. We're delighted that we can put all that together and have people come and stay at the Cotton House or at the Lyric or any of our other motels out on the highway, and that they can enjoy the lights and be part of our town. And I always like to tell people this. My daughter lives in Dallas, and she loves to come to Cleveland to shop. And we think of Dallas as a shopping mecca.
Yeah.
But she and her friends, when they come to Cleveland, they hit all the special boutique shops in downtown Cleveland, and they make a day of it. So I always laugh and tell people that we have the Dallas girls shopping in Cleveland, and they load up a car and take many sacks back with them.
Back to Dallas.
And
Good.
we can put a whole package together for you if you want to. We can get a place to stay and places to shop and things to do.
Absolutely.
And then, of course, this time of the year, the added benefit is all the lights.
Yeah.
And the beautiful downtown.
It's awesome.
It is awesome,
It
isn't
totally is, and everybody gets behind it and embraces it, and, of course, thousands enjoy it. It's really cool. So we were talking to Suzette Matthews, whom I'm sure you know, Vice President for University Advancement and Executive Director of the DSU Alumni Foundation, and she gave quite a rosy report about the state of the university at this point. Seems like it wasn't too long ago we were on some thin ice there, brought in Dr. Ennis, and seems that he and his team and the administration have turned things around a lot.
We are so excited about that. We have such great news this year with the enrollment increase and just with the overall energy and feel about the university now. And we're really excited about that. As a person who gave a lot of time and energy to that special place, to see the positive things and to hear the positive things that are happening, we are all happy that that's happening. And Dr. Ennis has led us through some difficult waters. It wasn't an easy journey for him at all, but he stayed the course. And so we see really positive days ahead for Delta State University. It's a great university, and we really encourage people to look at Delta State and at least put it as part of your group that you come and check out. And I'm just come back into the chamber work as a vice president of tourism, and one of the things that our new director of tourism is doing is building a partnership with Delta State, so that when parents come to town, we can look at not just the university, but the university in Cleveland as a whole and a whole experience, and we can sell people on the town, the things that are happening here, but as well as on the university. So we see really positive days ahead, and we're delighted.
Yeah, it truly is awesome. And I have to give props to Dr. Ennis because he knew he was coming into a difficult situation. He acknowledged that. He talked about it, and he was open about it. But, of course, that's the first step. You have to acknowledge that you got an issue before you can put together a plan to resolve it. And he did. He put together a concrete plan, and he sold his board and his team on that, the faculty, the administration, and he executed on that plan, and I think we're enjoying the results today.
Well, I think you're exactly right. And it wasn't an easy time, and he made some very difficult decisions.
He did.
There were some things that had to be cut, and it involved people. And anytime it involves people, it's hard on all of us because we all knew the people, and many of them had given several years to Delta State. But he was willing to do the difficult things, and so we are all very appreciative of his effort, and not only his effort, but everyone else's effort, because the town as a whole really got behind Delta State and really started to say, this is our university. It's important not only for Delta State, but it's important for the Mississippi Delta region. So we have been volunteering, we have been doing things to try to help, and so I think we're seeing the efforts. And I always say when I'm talking about Cleveland, one of the things that's so important is we have a group of dedicated volunteers, people that are giving back to their community without any compensation or without any wanting to get power or recognition. They're just doing the difficult, hard work that you see the results of when you come to visit Cleveland.
Yeah.
So we're delighted that we are able to move forward with some very important things now.
And I think it's fair to say, Dr. Tabb, that when you have a university that is adjacent to a town, especially where it's not just a huge town where it kind of gets lost,
they become closely linked.
We've always had a really good town-gown relationship. There may be times that it might be a little bit too connected, meaning and laughing that there may be times that Dr. Ennis wonders, because I'm sure anytime he goes to the grocery store or to church or anywhere, people tell him what he should or should not be doing.
Sure.
But he and his wife, Jennifer, have really settled into our community.
Yeah.
And we see them all the time. They're involved in things. And so he has really become an important figure in our town, and his wife Jennifer as well. So, we can't say enough good things about Dr. Ennis.
Well, the point there, in a town the size of Cleveland, he can't go anywhere and not be recognized. Right?
Exactly.
I suspect that the president of the University of Texas, for example, could travel around Austin and most people would know.
Right, exactly. That's exactly right in a small town. But I really think he genuinely has grown to love Delta State University and grown to love Cleveland, Mississippi, and the Mississippi Delta. And I think he's been making a name statewide for himself with the work he's done at Delta State. So,
yeah, I agree.
So we're delighted.
And the university has some unique programs. We talked about that as well. I know the aviation program is one that stands out, is incredibly unique. And then the nursing program, the business school, number of other major
Delta
programs.
Music Institute.
Yeah, which we've been talking about today, of course.
Right,
so,
right.
All that is big time. And, of course, there's a connection there with the Grammy Museum and, of course, the Delta's history with music as well.
Exactly.
But, I wonder, Dr. Tabb, if Delta State did not survive and wasn't around, how many students would likely miss out on that educational opportunity just because of the proximity?
That is a great way to think about that. We are working with trying to build the understanding for not only Cleveland but for the Mississippi Delta region.
Sure.
That Delta State is an important part of the economic development of this region.
Absolutely.
Not just that you have a university, but it brings so many economic benefits. And we're trying to get all the business leaders bought into that. We understand that many people are going to send their children to other universities. But at the same time, we want them to recognize that they need to support Delta State University.
Yeah.
And you're exactly right. I think there would be some young adults that would miss out on some good opportunities if we did not have Delta State University.
And it needs to be promoted, as you indicated, as an asset to the region.
Oh, and I'm trusting. How many people do you think are listening to us? Because I'm trusting that we're getting that message out. That we're going to
a bunch.
A bunch.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want that bunch of people.
Typically, it's over 100,000 at any point in time.
Oh my goodness!
So,
I love it. So we want that bunch to recognize.
Yeah, I think they do.
What you just said. It's a real asset.
I've heard nothing but the best wishes for this university to sort of get back to where it was, and which is financial stability first and foremost, so that it can continue to thrive and grow.
Exactly.
And build programs out. And I know Dr. Ennis made some tough decisions. That's the business aspect of a university.
It certainly is.
Yeah.
It really is,
Yeah.
and some of it just had to be done.
Yeah.
And so we like what you're saying. So we're going to quote you as we
feel free
forward.
to do so. Absolutely. Dr. Murtis Tabb has been our guest. We appreciate you coming on. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
You bet. We're stepping aside for a break right now. When we return, it's Tricia Walker, retired director of the Delta Music Institute. Might even hear a little music from Tricia and her guitar. I see her over there.
And
Stay
I'm
with
certainly
us.
glad she's coming after me and not before me.
We're coming right back.
From theseabrook.com.
Properly set all controls before recording.
All systems go.
The talk that keeps Mississippi talking. Middays with Gerard Gibert on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee one by one. One for the little bitty baby was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee 2 by 2. 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the little bitty baby was born in Bethlehem. Now this one goes on for a while. I don't know how long.
Keep going.
To say. All right.
We're good.
All right. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee 3 by 3. 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the little bitty baby was born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee 4 by 4. 4 for the 4 that stood at the door. 3 for the Hebrew children, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the little bitty baby was born in Bethlehem.
All right, folks, that's Tricia Walker, retired director of Delta Music Institute at Delta State University. Also is considered Cleveland's music ambassador. You can tell why that would be the case. Founder of Deep Roots Music and member of the Cleveland Tourism Commission Board of Directors. You're just like a living, breathing, walking commercial there.
Well, I try to be. There you go. That'll work.
That was awesome. Wow. So tell the folks a little bit about your background.
Well, I grew up in southwest Mississippi, a little town called Fayette, Mississippi. I went to a community college down there, and then I came and graduated from Delta State, and then I packed my bags and went to Nashville for 26 years.
Yeah.
And then I got the little voice in my ear saying it was time to come home. So I came home almost 20 years ago to this lovely community of Cleveland, Mississippi, right here in the Delta.
Yeah. And let's be honest, music in the Delta, and maybe specifically Cleveland, synonymous with each other to a great extent, right?
Oh, no doubt.
Because this is the birth of America's music, and so many fabulous musicians originated here in the Delta, around the Cleveland area. Our colleague and good friend, Steve Azar, of course, a great ambassador for the state of Mississippi, very successful musical artist, host of Steve Azar in a Mississippi Minute. Steve Azar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I remember when I was a kid, we used to talk about the difference between a Mississippi Minute and a New York Minute. So that sort of captured and rekindled some memories for me.
We used to call it a D-Lo Minute, if anybody knows what a D-Lo is.
D-Lo Minute.
Yeah, a D-Lo Minute.
Well, that's like a fraction of a second, right?
That's pretty much. Yeah, pretty much.
Well, that's really cool. So, music, your life, though, right? Is it fair to say?
It is very fair to say it. I have been blessed to be able to do what I love, even at this point in my life. It has been a very important part of my life. I'm a big advocate for music education, which is something, of course, our Grammy Museum does here, and our Arts Alliance, lots of music going on. I was blessed to have a music teacher from the time I was 6 years old, and it shaped my life. And so, yes, music is my life.
Yeah. So you not only had a music teacher, but you obviously are blessed with enormous talent.
Well, thank you.
Your vocal talents and your ability to play the guitar there, and you may play other instruments, I'm sure, right?
Oh, I was a French horn player in college.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
that's really hard, isn't it?
Yeah,
I'm told.
Yeah, it's
Alex is over here shaking her head because I know she plays the harp, which is also a very difficult instrument.
That's tough. That's tough. But yeah,
I'm just a drummer. I can't read music, but I play, as they say, I play to the songs.
Well, now that's good.
Right.
That's the best kind of drummer.
You know who else was like that?
Who?
Ringo.
He does,
Ringo couldn't read music, and drummers, modern day drummers, go back and analyze Ringo's playing of the drums in the famous Beatles songs, arguably the most recognizable on the planet. And they talk about, it's nothing technically great about this, but it's perfect for the song, and it provides entertainment and a good listening experience. That's what it's all about, isn't it?
Well, it is. I've been in it long enough to play with enough drummers who don't play the song,
Okay.
They play the drums, and there's a big difference.
There is a big difference.
When you play the song, and songwriters and performers love it when drummers play the song.
Well,
so
I'm glad to hear that, because that's all I can do. And there actually is sheet music for drums, and I can read that. You know, but it's more about hearing it for us and just figuring out what makes sense in those fills, you know, when you're playing drums. But so that's fantastic. All right, can you play us another song?
I sure will. Let's see. Have yourself a Delta little Christmas. Let your heart be light. From now on, our troubles will be out of sight. Have yourself a Delta little Christmas. Make the Yuletide gay. From now on, our troubles will be miles away. Here we are, as in golden days, happy olden days of yore. Faithful friends who are dear to us will be near to us once more. Through the years we all will be together, if the fates allow. Hang a shining star upon the highest bough, and have yourself a Delta little Christmas now.
That's beautiful. If that doesn't get you in the Christmas spirit, I don't know what will, right? I got chill bumps just sitting next to you, listening to you you sing that. That's beautiful.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
You're a great ambassador for the Delta, for Cleveland, for Delta State in that respect, because music is the universal language.
It is the universal language, and it's so important to a community. You know, I'll jump in and talk about Deep Roots a little bit. What that is actually a curated group of local musicians. They all play various genres under the roots music umbrella, which could be blues, could be country, could be soul, could be gospel, could be jazz. And they play in some of our selected venues here in town 5 nights a week. And they love it, you know, because musicians, they just want to play.
Yeah, right.
And so the city supports that, and we're very grateful for that. And it just makes, you know, when you talk about having a music city, you know, not only do we have live music, you know, everything from live music, a singer-songwriter in the coffee shop, to the Delta Music Institute where you can record, to the Bologna Performing Arts Center that hosts professional shows, and then of course Grammy Museum Mississippi.
Yeah.
And Dockery is just right down the road, so it's all right here.
And it seems like it fits the area. Does
Absolutely
it not? It fits the
does.
region.
It fits the region.
You can't imagine it without the music.
No,
they're
no.
joined at the hip.
I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more.
It's awesome.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
What is that?
And people around the world know Mississippi for that as well.
That's right. And we want to encourage people to come. We've got, in the summer, we do some live shows out on our green space. We host one of the regional songwriter festivals that's under the Mississippi Songwriter Festival umbrella. We host one in May here. There are 5 around the state because, you know, I got to preach the songwriter's sermon. It all starts with a song. Nothing happens until the songwriter sits down and writes a song.
Yeah.
Everything else is contingent on that. So,
yeah.
So we're trying to really grow that songwriter community, too.
Tricia Walker, our guest, retired director of the Delta Music Institute. So, Tricia, it's incredibly gratifying as a musical artist, is it not, when you see people enjoying your work?
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know, even in a restaurant setting where people are conversing and eating food and everything, but if I can just spot one foot tapping under the table, then I've made the connection, and that makes me happy.
So I've got a text here on the C Spire text line. Jerry in Leesburg wants to know if you can play "Feels Like Mississippi." You ever heard that one before?
Oh yeah, by Fred Noblock.
Yeah. So I went to school with the Noblocks.
Oh, did you really?
High school.
Oh my gosh.
Absolutely.
I have to tune in a little bit to do
Extremely talented artists, like involved in making jingles on Madison Avenue and stuff. No block.
Yeah.
Incredibly talented.
Well, he was one of the reasons I went to Nashville, because I was still living in Jackson at the time when his first hit, Why Not Me, came out. And
Gotcha.
I thought, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
that guy's from Mississippi. Maybe I can do this too.
We got a minute. Hit it.
All right, I'll do a little bit of it.
Yeah.
Let's see. A honeysuckle and a huckleberry fin, magnolia blossom, can't you smell 'em in the wind? Ain't no place that I've ever been feels like Mississippi. Blues music, can't you hear that sound? Mammy's cooking in the kitchen, got her damper down, down, down. And just like the water, she's dark and brown. Don't it feel like Mississippi?
All right, stay with us. You're going to come back. We just decided. You're going to keep playing on the other side of the break. We got Tricia Walker. Stay with us.
Polly up of Mississippi.
Check it out. Let's do this. The talk that keeps Mississippi talking. Middays with Gerard Gibert.
Let's get on with it.
On SuperTalk, Mississippi.
Hey.
All right, we are back. We have once again relocated the Element Well studio up here to Cleveland, Mississippi. We're at the Cotton House Hotel. It's for Cleveland's 50 Nights of Lights. We have been enjoying the sounds of Tricia Walker, retired director of Delta Music Institute, Cleveland's music ambassador, and we're going to have her play a little bit as we wind up hour 2 of Middays. Tricia, you're on.
Oh, I'm on. Okay. Well, this is an old Christmas one. Let's see if I can do it on guitar. Bells will be ringing, the glad, glad news. Oh, what a Christmas to have the blues. My baby's gone, I have no friends to wish me Christmas greetings once again. Choirs will be singing silent night, Christmas carols by candlelight. Please come home for Christmas, please come home for Christmas. If not for Christmas, by New Year's night, friends and relations send salutations, sure as the stars shine above. Oh, but it's Christmas, Christmas, my dear, the time of year to be with the ones you love. So won't you tell me you'll never more roam? Christmas and New Year's will find you home. There'll be no sorrow, no grief, no pain, and I'll be happy it's Christmas once again.
We keep this up, Alex. We're going to convert to music format.
Oh, that's a good one.
That was awesome, Tricia. That really was. So,
well, thank you.
Getting everybody certainly in the Christmas mood. Those are great songs, and you perform them so well.
Well, thank you.
They're
fun to do.
Your voice is crystal clear, and it resonates, and almost sounds like those selections, like your style of your voice and the quality of the tone of your voice, like perfect match for those songs.
Thank you. I love kind of the old torch, ballad kind of stuff,
Yeah.
And I've got music out there. People can go online and find it and listen.
That's awesome.
So, yeah.
All right, we got a couple of minutes left. You got something else for us? You cook up?
Oh,
What do you
well,
think?
well, I'm going to go back as we're going out. If you want it now, I'll go back and finish the one that I started, which is the long countdown. You can actually help me out if you want.
Okay, go ahead.
So I ended on verse 4. Children, go where I send thee. 4 times. I'm going to go to 10, and we're going to count down.
Okay.
That work?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to try to keep up.
Got to get the whole song in, right?
Gotcha.
Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? Oh, I'm gonna send thee 10 by 10. 10 for the 10 commandments. 9 for the 9 that stood in the line. 8 for the 8 that waited at the gate. 7 for the 7 that never got to heaven. 6 for the 6 that didn't get fixed. 5 for the 5 that come back alive. 4 for the 4 that stood at the door. 3 for the Hebrew children. 2 for Paul and Silas. 1 for the little bitty baby. He was born in Bethlehem. He was born in Bethlehem. He was born in Bethlehem.
That's so awesome.
There you go.
Kind of reminds me of the 12 Days of Christmas. That similar sort of deal.
That's sort of what it is. That's sort of what it
verses.
is.
I love it. That was awesome.
Yeah. And if people will come to Cleveland for 50 Nights of Lights, I'll come back in the lobby and sing it again.
Love it.
So
Beautiful.
They just need to come on back.
Well, they will be in for a treat.
Oh, well.
No doubt about that.
Indeed.
Fantastic.
Music makes the world go round.
Amen. Tricia Walker has been our guest and has been kind enough to stay a couple of segments and perform some wonderful Christmas music for us. We certainly appreciate it, Tricia.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
You bet. All right, folks, we're stepping aside for a break. Once again, we're in Cleveland, Mississippi at the Cotton House for Cleveland's annual 50 Nights of Lights. We've got the afternoon portion of Middays coming up after Fox News and SuperTalk News.
And now, another hour of the talk that keeps Mississippi talking. Middays with Gerard Gibert.
Begin your transition now.
Now on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Welcome back, everyone. Hour 3, the afternoon portion of Middays, live from Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights is back live on this
Friday Eve.
So on the C Spire text line, this is the best remote that y'all have done. Mrs. Walker is good. I agree. It was quite the treat. Keith in Meridian says, outstanding music. And then Charles sent us a text, said, Gerard, if that is the Tricia Walker that was a youth minister at Crystal Springs United Methodist Church, will you tell her that Charles, one of her old youth, said hello? I just did, and she sends her greetings back there, Charles. Appreciate you sending that in. That is totally awesome. So we got an open segment right here. We'll talk a little bit, and coming up next, Dawn Ailes, Executive Director of the Delta Arts Alliance. Mary Parker Reddit, President of the Cleveland Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce, joins Middays here at the Cotton House Hotel in Cleveland at 12:35. At 12:50, we'll wrap things up with Krista Cooper, Director of the Cleveland Main Street Program. So on the C Spire text line, Ben sent an interesting text just talking about this data center artificial intelligence explosion that is going on in this country, which is, I just think, beyond exciting. But he pointed out that Jensen Wang, some people pronounce it Wang, some people pronounce it Wong, Huang, the spelling. He is incredibly brilliant. I follow him rather religiously and tune into his speeches when I can and just read his remarks, including to the investment community as well about his company, NVIDIA. And he makes the point that radiologists, he was on the podcast with Joe Rogan yesterday, he says that radiologists were thought to be a victim, if you will, of artificial intelligence, and that quite the opposite is occurring. I'm hearing that as well, that we actually need more radiologists, that their job, he says, does Jensen Huang, is to diagnose disease and help with a plan to treat said disease, help the treating physician with that, often is the case. So what's happening is AI, and Rhino, you and I have talked about this many times, it's not that necessarily it's doing something that a human radiologist can't do. It's just doing it a lot faster, but more importantly, it enables the radiologist to just produce a whole bunch more work. And when in an era when we're looking to strip costs out of healthcare, productivity is the way to do that. So when you've got highly compensated, highly skilled radiologists, I don't begrudge them their compensation whatsoever, and Lord knows you want the best and brightest and most qualified, most capable reading those x-rays and providing those diagnoses. And yeah, AI can do that, but like everything AI does, it needs to be second checked with a human set of eyes and human intellect. But it's the volume of work that can be performed by these highly skilled radiologists that is boosted, augmented, if you will, by artificial intelligence. And it's the same thing that Wong says all the time. AI is not going to take your job. People using it are going to take your job. So I think it'd be fair to say that if a radiologist says, I'm just not going to do that, I'm doing it the old-fashioned way, they probably aren't going to be competitive. They're not going to make it. And I don't know that that's going to happen, and I would expect that any young, up-and-coming radiologist, I'm using radiology as a specific example, but it applies across the gambit of disciplines and industries. Same thing. Those who are embracing it, using that technology, they will be more productive. And I think it's accurate to say you may not be directly going into the various generational pre-trained transformers. I remembered it from yesterday, Rhino, the GPT. Such as ChatGPT, and you got Gemini and Grok and others as well. You may not be directly using those tools for any particular purpose, but it's highly likely, almost impossible, to evade the fact that a lot of things you do on a daily basis all have some component of AI built into them. Let's say that where we are here in the Delta, that you're a farmer, which of course we know that comprises that industry over a third of Mississippi's economy is farmers. So they may not, the farmer themselves, be directly using AI. They're not logging on to ChatGPT and throwing prompts out there for stuff. Some of them may, honestly, to address various needs and challenges and issues as part of their farming operation. But rest assured, they're using tools, equipment, and so forth that either is using AI as part of the work it performs, or it was created using it. It's what Wong describes data centers as AI factories. They're like the new generation of manufacturing facilities. What are they making? Data, information. Nothing is more valuable other than human life itself than data and information, because it's embedded and it's necessary It's critical to everything else. It is a matter for this country, I believe, of national security and economic vitality. Larry says, my son in med school at UMC had set out to be a radiologist, but some of the older ones he shadowed under-advised him to pick a different specialty because they expect AI to take over that specialty. I don't see it. I see that what will happen is that we're going to continue to create more work for radiologists, and it's the old demand supply thing, and they will be able to perform more work, and we'll keep advancing radiology as well through the technology of artificial intelligence that will open up, I think, whole new frontiers in radiology and medicine overall is what's coming. Thomas, you're once again wrong, as you are regularly. I'm well aware of the growth in physicians and administrators, but in terms of the cost, you're looking at, I've told you this before, you're looking at the number of people. You're not looking at the dollars. There is no comparison. Absolutely no comparison. Do we need to eliminate some of the government regulation and burden and requirements that has been imposed on health care that has increased its cost? 100% absolutely. But I got to tell you, I'm tracking what's going on in Washington. I just don't see the Republicans coming up with any kind of reasonable plan. In fact, it's looking more and more like they're going to sign on to extending these subsidies, the Obamacare enhanced subsidies, at least for a year, fearing that if they don't, it would cause huge problems in the midterms. Now, something I did want to pass on is that I think it's the CBO, if I'm not mistaken, has been engaged in kind of some covert, if you will, work in the Obamacare exchanges where they're going out and applying for benefits and often using fraudulent Social Security numbers and really not providing all the necessary information. So they reported this, the GAO did. I may have said the CBO. I meant the GAO, the Government Accountability Office, reporting this to the Congress yesterday. Incredible, their findings. Just unbelievable. They set up 24 fake accounts during 24 and 25. And all of those slipped through. The fake accounts in 25 cost the government more than $10,000 per month in subsidies. So the point is, as we've said so many times, this is 100% the function of poorly designed, poorly administered, poorly managed information technology systems. You combine that with, as Rhino likes to say, it's not my problem people, and bad actors that are tricking people into signing up for coverage. I'm talking about insurance brokers signing up for the zero-cost premium coverage, don't even know they are. The government's paying the insurance companies, and the people enrolled don't even know they have the coverage because it's zero premium. They never get a bill. So, Democrats, you need to get on board, and so do the Republicans, and insist on, mandate that all of these holes in these IT systems are corrected and repaired and addressed. That's the key to reining in this fraudulent, scammed spending. Has to be done with well-built, design, controlled IT systems. Coming right back after the break, it's Dawn Ailes, Executive Director, Delta Arts Alliance.
Hey, this is Bob. Just walk.
Middays with Gerard Gibert.
It is on
SuperTalk, Mississippi.
The old log is burning, yellow and red. Small eyes are
It's Middays from the Cotton House in Cleveland, Mississippi. We're in Cleveland for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. We welcome now Dawn Ailes, Executive Director
of the Delta Arts Alliance. Dawn, thanks for coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
All right, so we've been talking music all day. Had Tricia come on and serenade us. We certainly enjoyed that. But tell us about the Arts Alliance. Just lots of arts here in the Delta. And
We have
Cleveland.
a lot. We really do. Well,
Yeah.
right now, this weekend, we're going to have our second annual Christmas play. We did it last year. We came on here and talked about it last year with you. It's Ho Ho Ho, the Santa Claus Chronicles, and it is precious. We've got most of the cast is actually children, and so it's just a sweet Christmas play. We have it timed that people can come at the 3 o'clock show, and then afterwards go see the 50 Nights of Lights, or they can go see the 50 Nights of Lights and then come at the 7 o'clock show. So it really kind of fits in with making a perfect Christmas day here in Cleveland. So we're hoping to do that. But not only do we do community theater, which we just restarted last year, and we've been able to do a few productions with that, we also provide art lessons with visual arts, dance, performing arts, theater. We provide arts education for schools and organizations at no cost to them. And we are constantly looking at ways that we can just help promote the arts here, not only just in Cleveland, but also in the Delta everywhere.
Gotcha. Well, that's exciting. So, do you attract people from across the region that come in?
We do. We have people drive in from Grenada, Indianola, Greenville, and Clarksville to take our classes and to participate with the things that we do.
Yeah. And is it for all ages?
Yes, absolutely. It is very family friendly, and I've had the joy of directing it this year, and I can tell you that even after all the play practices we've had, there are still moments that I laugh. So it is very cute.
Well, that's not unusual, I guess, when you've got youngsters that are involved in those situations.
That is true. Even if there's a mistake, it's still cute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, what's on the horizon for the Arts Alliance?
Well, one of the things after the holidays, we'll get started with our spring session, and we'll start back with our classes. We offer everything from 4-year-olds to 104. We have we're starting some new classes this time, so it's great. And Monday through Thursday, you could find a different class and a different teacher in one of our buildings, and it makes it amazing. Our adults program has really kicked off. We have Pete Horn. He teaches our beginning drawing and painting. So if you've never picked up a paintbrush before, Pete will get you started on that. Then we have Jen Woodard, who is the Fine Arts Department chair at Mississippi Delta Community College. She's joining us this spring, and she's going to be teaching a kids clay club and then also a therapeutic painting class. So she's going to take the masters and how they used art with their emotions and use it in a therapeutic way. She's actually trained in art therapy, so that should be a beautiful thing as well. So just a variety of things going on.
To what extent is the organization connected to the university?
We actually have a very good working relationship with Delta State. We have a partnership right now with the continuing ed program. Our adult pottery class is actually at their art building because they just have the studio and the kilns. So we have a partnership there. We also do our culinary classes at their building. We have a very nice catering kitchen, but it's not a teaching kitchen. They do have the teaching kitchen, and we work on some summer camps with them. So we're able to work together and find some things that we can help the entire community with.
Gotcha. That's awesome. So any connection to the musical presence in the Delta here?
Yes, we have two music teachers. We have Pete, who teaches guitar, and then Crystal, she teaches piano and voice. We also have Brian Schilling, who's going to start teaching drum. So with that, we have the 3 instructors that people can take private lessons from. And this spring, we are going to start a children's choir. And it's going to be a community, non-religious choir for children where they get a little music education and then learn how to sing in a choral situation.
And is there a cost?
No, not well, the private lessons, yes.
Okay.
The children's choir is very low. It's like $35 for 6 weeks.
Gotcha.
But we do have payment plans and we have scholarships. We do not turn anyone away. If you want to take a class or a workshop with us, we will find a way for you can take that, because that is our entire mission.
Yeah. Anything special you guys are doing for the holidays?
The Christmas play.
Yeah.
And we do have a fundraiser wrapped up in the arts. Now, this is every year. We are so grateful that the Cleveland's Women's Club comes to our building and people can drop off their gifts and they wrap them. And again, the money goes directly into our arts and education program that pays for those scholarships, that pays for us to send teachers into schools at no cost to the schools.
I see. And how important is it that we maintain the presence of the arts in our education curricula in our schools?
Well, I may be a little biased. I think it's the most important. I was a classroom teacher for 25 years, and I can tell you this. In my classrooms, I always made sure that I had art because specifically when I was teaching Title I school, I had 31 5-year-olds running around. And they were, it was a very low socioeconomic situation. They were dealing with so much. These children were living in trauma. They would come in, you give them something to do with art, and it would just calm the entire room. You could see that art was, they're able to problem solve. They are able to regulate their emotions, and they are able to create. And humans need that. And so even as young as 5-year-olds all the way to teenagers, they need this. This is much needed. To take it out of a school, to take it where children can't get to it, I really do think that's one of the core issues with society is that we don't have the art.
Well, certainly if you're calm, if you're stable, if you're functional, that also indicates you're going to perform better in the other subjects.
Yes. Research shows having the arts help academics, period. It's clear. There's a correlation. It's there.
Mm-hmm. And it's, everybody may not think of themselves as having any artistic ability, but the fact is that everybody can do something.
Everybody can do something.
And certainly the effort is as important as the end result product, especially for a young person.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
The look on their face when they create something and they're so proud that they did it. And I can, again, talking from a personal standpoint, I always consider myself arts and craftsy. I didn't consider myself particularly artistic. Mm-hmm. I take some of our classes, and there was a workshop that was led by Jeff Latham. He's the art chair over at Kahoma Community College, and it was a water painting class. And first of all, it was relaxing, and all the things. And then when it was done, it's like I did that, and it's hanging up on my wall at home. So again, it doesn't matter what your experience level is, what you've done in the past. Picking it up for the first time, it's an amazing thing, and it really does help with stress, mental health, all the things.
Yeah, and so is there a push across the country, or perhaps in Mississippi or in the local school districts, to include more arts, you think?
Oh, absolutely. We are very fortunate here in Mississippi. We have the Mississippi Arts Commission. They are big proponents of making sure that art is in the schools. They help organizations like us and others to provide that. We had a big project this past fall it was called Empty Bowls, where we went into each elementary school here in Cleveland and we talked to them about pottery. They hand painted a bowl to go to a fundraiser for Extra Tables, which feeds the food pantries here in Mississippi. While I was at those schools, found out that there's 2 here in town that do not have an art teacher, and those principals, they want it. And there was one specifically, she said, I've bought the materials. My teachers need to know how to use it in their classrooms. I said, I can help you with that. I can come in and we can do the professional development. We can get it so they can integrate it. But then we can also find you someone to give those teachers a break to teach it. That's what we're here for. But no, they want it. Your teachers, your administrators, they know the children need this.
Yeah, that sounds like it. I wonder if there's any move afoot at the Department of Education or from our legislature maybe to just mandate some more of this sort of education in our schools.
I don't have that information. Yeah. I hope they do. I think
it makes sense. I talk to them all the time. I'm going to just pass that on and kind of see where they are on that. We have a regular listener that is on the school board in Ocean Springs. She's probably tuned in right now, and be curious to know what she says about that. Right. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. So, and of course, here in the Delta, arts in the Delta are just synonymous, right? All arts.
Absolutely. The richness of the art that we have. I mean, it's a true blessing. When I was teaching, I taught Mississippi Studies for a couple of years. I wanted my students to understand they may have never left the Delta, their families may have never left the Delta, but the Delta is all over the world.
Yeah.
That's right. Just all over the world.
Yeah, totally agree. Dawn, appreciate you coming on.
Well, thank you for having me.
Yep, Dawn
really
Ailes,
appreciate it.
Executive Director of the Delta Arts Alliance, has been our guest. When we return, it's Mary Parker Reddit, President of Cleveland-Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce. We're in Cleveland, Mississippi for the annual 50 Nights of Lights.
Happy, alright. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight. 6 days on the road and I'm gonna make it home tonight.
From theseabrook.com.
Come on. Middays with Gerard Gibert.
All right, we are back
on SuperTalk, Mississippi.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Middays from the Cotton House Hotel in Cleveland, Mississippi. Beautiful downtown Cleveland, Mississippi. We're here for the 50 Nights of Lights. We're pleased to welcome now Mary Parker Reddit, President of Cleveland-Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce.
Hello.
All right, Mary Parker, thanks for coming on.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here.
Yeah, so tell us what's happening with the Chamber of Commerce. How involved are they in this 50 Nights of Lights event? It's a big one that's been going on now for about a month, right?
Yeah, it's been going on for a little while now. I'm from Cleveland, so I've had the privilege of seeing this kind of grow every year. My family was actually the ones who donated the tree. You had the privilege of speaking to my dad earlier. But our chamber staff, I cannot give them enough credit of all the events and things that they put on during this 50 nights. There's probably, if not 2 things a day, something every day for anybody to do, from kids to grandparents, families, adult. I mean, you just name it. There's always something going on. There's nothing boring about these 50 nights by any means.
That's awesome. And so I'm certain that most, if not all, of the shops, the businesses around here are members of the chamber, and they fully embrace this. They see the benefit and the value it provides them.
We really have the best business owners downtown that get all vested in. We have a window decorating contest that usually gets very intense. And they all cover their windows before it gets started. And just like the day before when they unveil them, it's just wonderful to see how much everybody really gets into the spirit around here.
That's cool. That's neat. And it just makes you feel better, right? It's a kind of.
I'm sure you've only heard this like 30 times today, but it is our little hallmark town that we love so much.
I agree.
It is. It's like a Christmas movie.
Well, there's just contentment and happiness and pleasure derived from walking down this beautiful downtown and seeing all these shops all decorated
and even
up, and
on
they're
a day
all
like
into it.
today, like it's busy. Like I had to go park all the way down there just to get down here. So that's good to see that people are still out shopping and eating.
Yeah, that's awesome. So what sorts of events do you guys have in the Chamber of Commerce throughout the year?
So they start off with we have a big 50 Nights of Lights. This usually takes up like our fourth quarter big deal. We have a Christmas parade that was originally going to be today, but we have postponed it due to the dreary wetness and cold to next Tuesday. The Chamber does that. It's usually a big deal. Several of our businesses get involved. We have wonderful floats in that, so I'm excited to see that next Tuesday. Throughout the year, we've always got shopping incentives going on like once a month, like different holiday, like after 5 shopping hours. I know it's some wind down times for ladies if they want to go shop after they get off work with their friends. I'm trying to think. We have the Easter egg hunt. That's a big deal every year that all the Easter eggs are gone in probably 10 seconds because we have hundreds of kids downtown. We have a huge event, Oktoberfest, that we put on the second weekend of October every year, where we have a barbecue cooking competition, music, crafts, food vendors, kids activities. if you can think of it, our chamber probably has their hand in it at some point. There's no doubt. I'm truly blessed to be able to work with a wonderful staff as president.
So what's the organizational structure look like? I assume you have a board of directors?
Yes, I'm the president of the board of directors. We have an executive board, and then we have about 20 members at large that meet every quarter. So
okay, meet every quarter. Yeah, and I assume there are membership dues to be.
Membership. You have to be a member of the chamber to be able
you have
to
different
have a
levels?
seat. Yes. We have an economic development foundation, and that pretty much focuses on our big businesses and things like that come in. We've got our Main Street, which you'll hear from Krista later. So a lot of our downtown shopping, they fall under that category, as well as our general membership. And then just general individual memberships. We've got special memberships for Delta State faculty and staff. We have a young professional group that they have a discounted membership that's a lower level of our chamber to kind of get younger people involved, and giving back to your community and getting involved.
Yeah. Yeah, it's awesome. So what value do the merchants and the members, I guess, what do they say about, I get this by being a member of the Chamber of Commerce? What do they provide you any feedback on that?
Oh, yeah. I think being a member is we're going to do everything we can to promote our members in any aspect. They are always our first go-to for any type of sponsorship that we need or advertising. We always want to source local, but they also get that first-hand experience on any type of programming we offer. We do a lot of professional development programming, and they are always able to attend those free of charge due to their membership dues, which is wonderful.
So do you sometimes bring in outside speakers perhaps to those events?
Absolutely, yeah. So I think this past fall, and I'm looking at Krista to correct me if I'm wrong, we had some marketing development come in and do different marketing strategies to help small business promote, especially during the holiday season. So just all kinds of different opportunities, especially for our bigger businesses on hiring with workforce development. I mean, we try to span the horizon as much as possible.
Elected leaders, you bring them in as well?
Absolutely. We try to get our representatives, our state legislators come in. We usually try to do this every year. It's hard working around their schedules, and we do a legislative breakfast, kind of like a Q&A for our members to be able to talk to them about what's going on down in Jackson. It's just great. I thoroughly enjoy. I moved back to Cleveland in 2020 when the pandemic hit. I was in Nashville, and I've been with the chamber since 2020, serving in some capacity. So in the 5 years, we have just seen such exponential growth and involvement across the board. And I know I've said it, but I just have to credit it to the team there. They're doing a wonderful job. We're just, the people that are there and doing the radio interviews.
Sure.
And you'll hear from Krista later. She's doing a great job with Main Street, Team Cleveland.
Anything the organization does to try to attract potential business suitors to move into the area?
Absolutely. Right now, we've got a bunch of things in the works with our economic development team. Some I can talk about, some I can't.
Sure.
We've been building a spec building in our industrial park for potential businesses. We've got some different building plans in the works, trying to bring new business. And then we have a welcome home committee that we're wanting to recruit people to come live in Cleveland.
Yeah. Absolutely. So you no doubt been aware of the massive amount of new economic development projects that particularly the governor and Mississippi Development Authority have been instrumental in securing, and we can't overlook local economic development groups as well. It's usually where it starts, as a matter of fact, as you're well aware. You seeing any of that cascade into this area at this point
yet? I think
so.
MDA has got us on the radar.
Okay.
They are singing Cleveland's praises, and
Good.
we're very grateful for that.
Good.
So we've got booming development, and my EDF chair, Brian Robinson with Robinson Electric, is a great driving force behind that. So I'm very thankful for that board as well.
Bill Cork at MDA and his team.
Bill Cork is all about Cleveland. We appreciate
That's fantastic. Yeah, well, I think what we've witnessed is that Mississippi is garnering attention.
Good attention.
Around the world, honestly. When you got names like Amazon, for example, making massive investments, that's a global organization, and they selected Mississippi to make significant financial commitments. That gets noticed.
It is. I mean,
right?
We've got some big things, not just here in Cleveland, but like you said, in the state. That's just booming, and it's exciting to see that we want business to come to Mississippi.
Exactly.
We want Mississippi to keep thriving and keep growing, and we've got the workforce and we've got the potential for it too.
And we have a regulatory and tax environment that are business friendly as well, and that's getting noticed. So it's as exciting to me as a Mississippi entrepreneur for many years to see finally what we've always known as business leaders, that this is really a good place to set up shop, to do business, and to raise a family, and just an overall high quality of life. It's like the rest of the world's noticing all of a sudden.
You see what we see.
Yeah, exactly, and I think we're all going to benefit from. We are now, but and I know initially it looks like, well, it's only kind of hitting those areas, but the reality is, no, it starts to filter.
Just the change in the 5 years that I've been back is just unreal across the state. And I lived in Nashville and moved back here. After I went to college, you're always like, I'm never going to live in my hometown. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Here I am, and I really wouldn't want to be.
Well, that's
anywhere else.
awesome. Well, we're glad you did that. Yeah. So, and we've got fantastic young people, and many of them graduate here locally at Delta State.
Come on back.
We want to stay here, right? Yeah, that's how I think we're going to realize our fullest potential. These fabulous universities are turning out these top-notch graduates, but we don't want to lose them.
No, absolutely.
We keep them here. Everybody benefits.
There's no doubt. I'm excited, especially you've heard with the Town and Gown partnership with Delta State. We're so blessed. And we do work with the students at Delta State through the chamber and invite them. We host welcome back events for them when they come back in the fall. I think next week we're actually doing a pizza party where we're going to feed them all during finals. Cool. So to kind of remember the chamber, who was there for you when you were in college. You kind of want to stay here and just keep Cleveland thriving. It's a great place to live. I'm excited to raise my family here.
So we got a minute left. I got to ask you one more question. Sure. We talked earlier to Suzette from the university and gave a glowing report of the university. Is that starting to figure into the business community here?
100%. Most of our businesses are looking at Delta State graduates to hire.
That's awesome.
I mean, and you can see it downtown too, especially with a lot of the college students.
And they're customers.
Yeah, they're customers.
When the enrollment's up, you got more customers.
Part-time workers, they're spending money. Yeah. I mean, you name it. They're feeding into this economy.
So glad to hear that, because it's such a special asset for not only this region, but the entire state.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Appreciate it. Mary Parker Reddit, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
Yep. President of the Cleveland-Bolivar County Chamber of Commerce. Up next, it's Krista Cooper, Director, Cleveland Main Street Program. Stay with us. Final segment is coming up.
Pretty ribbons are blue. Oh, pretty paper, pretty ribbons are blue.
We've sent that ribbon
rolling. Middays with Gerard Gibert.
What? This is so
awesome. On SuperTalk, Mississippi.
Melikilikimaka is a thing to say on a bright Hawaiian Christmas day. That's the island greeting
Christmas.
From the
right on cue there, Rhino. Great selection to close us out today. Appreciate that. Krista Cooper, Director of the Cleveland Main Street Program, as our guest. Hey, Krista.
Hey, how are you?
All right, what'd you bring today?
Okay, I brought hardware. So, this past Mississippi Main Street Awards, 50 Nights Lights won the most outstanding creative event. So I had to bring it and show it off.
So tell the folks that the Main Street Association is statewide association.
Yes, statewide, and there are different levels of membership that a Main Street can have, and we're the highest level. It takes you a while to attain that level. Yeah. But you go through all these processes to make sure that you have a great Main Street and you're getting businesses filled up. Because, usually downtowns, it's hard to keep them alive. And we're lucky we have a really good one. And Becky is somebody that helped get this 50 Nights Lights started. And whenever it comes time to apply for awards for Mississippi Main Street, we can apply for a certain amount, and then I knew for a fact that I had to put 50 Nights of Lights on. I was like,
well,
okay.
congratulations. That's awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
And I know there are a lot of great main streets across
Yes.
Mississippi. That's for sure. So that's quite the distinction, quite the honor. I remember when that organization was created, and I think it was inspired by what appeared to be a trend that we were just kind of letting the main streets go downhill, and many of the stores and shops and restaurants, hotels and stuff were sort of fleeing for the suburbs and leaving the main street. But we have so many.
Interstate and highway. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah. We have so many fabulous small, mid-sized towns across the state of Mississippi that have these great historic main streets.
Yeah.
And we're seeing a resurgence, big
Yes.
time. It's been going on a couple of decades, right?
But it's great, and I love it. And trends always come back around.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
So I'm proud to have our main street. It's historic. It used to be the railroad station, and that's what the green strip is. And a lot of people don't know that, and I have to remind myself that it's a really cool thing. And I went to we got our real estate game plan grant with Mississippi Main Street, and I got to tour into some of the buildings that maybe we wanted to not be vacant. Like, we have a lot of upstairs to some of these buildings down here.
Right.
And come to find out, when we went and toured it, a lot of those upstairs would be when people would ride the train, that's where they would stay.
Oh, okay.
And
Didn't know
it was
that.
just cool to see that. And there were other stores in there that had the old windows and the doctor painted in black.
Okay.
It was really cool
How
to see.
about that?
Mhm.
That's really cool. Yeah, that I remember as a kid in the 60s coming up here, and the train was still
Oh,
active.
really?
Yeah, my father was in the clothing business, was a traveling salesman, and had a couple of the merchants here.
That's cool.
At the time, and I just remember marveling at because there was always had the sidewalk, as I recall, that was adjacent as part of the median there with the train. So that's really cool, really neat.
We have 3. So Abraham's has been here for over 50 years. Nisa's has been here for over 50 years. Wishing Well has been here 50 years. And then Pumpkin Patch, I think it's their 40th year this year.
Okay. Wow, that's fascinating. And congratulations to them on their enduring success.
Yes.
It's big time. All right. What's on the horizon for the Main Street?
Well, we've got a lot going on, and this is my second year with this under my belt, so I'm excited. My first year I got to say I'm new, so we're not trying to hold
You're a veteran now, right? You're in your second year.
I guess, but we have every month we've been doing a third Thursday sip and shop, and so some of the businesses will stay open late from 5 to 7 and have little cocktails and food and shop, so you have a whole experience with your friends.
How cool is that?
So that'll be December 18th, I believe, is the third Thursday this month, and it's going to be called Cheers to 50 Nights.
That's a great idea. So do you guys work with the chamber? Do you kind of
So it's an umbrella program under the chamber.
Okay.
So Main Street just falls under it. Tourism, economic development, we're all under one entity, which is the chamber.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. That's really cool.
We have, and then the parade, I heard, I think Mary Parker talked about it.
She talked about it. Mm-hmm.
That's presented by Sparklight. They're our sponsors, so they help put that on. And
saw the vehicles when I was driving up.
Yeah, I'm excited. And then we have trolleys, which, has anybody spoken about that today? Okay, good. So we have trolleys that are given to us. We have sponsors, Cannon Chevrolet. They help pay for it, and it's free trolley rides for kids and families, and it'll be for the next 3 Friday and Saturdays. So you come on down from 5 to 8, and you can ride a trolley up and down the 50 Nights of Lights.
Oh, that's really neat. Great idea.
Yeah.
I bet a lot of people will take you up on that big time. Be a line for that one, won't they?
Yes.
That's awesome. Krista, appreciate you coming on and helping us wrap up today.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I had a great time.
Fantastic. Krista Cooper, director of the Cleveland Main Street program, has been our guest. And that's a wrap here, folks, from Cleveland, Mississippi, in the heart of the Delta, for the annual 50 Nights of Lights. We're back in the Element Well studio at SuperTalk headquarters tomorrow. Until then, stay safe and God bless everyone.
SuperTalk Mississippi media production.